going on, guys? I'm back in the States from Jamaica. I'm with my dad now. I'm gonna be staying at his house for a couple days before I head back to California. I've been recovering. Oh man, you know, the vacation just took it out of me. Way too much fun, too much partying. I feel like I'm starting to get my looks back now. I've been drinking lots of tea, drinking lots of water with electrolytes, just trying to get a healthy glow back to me. Aside from the trip being draining, I had a wonderful time. It was great to spend time with my family out there. All right, we are here. So my dad has to pick up my cousin at the airport in a little bit, and I've actually never met my cousin before. No, I've never met her.
You met her at Thanksgiving.
No, I wasn't here at Thanksgiving, silly.
Hi.
Hi. Could get hit by a bike.
No, they could slow down.
I wasn't here at Thanksgiving. So no, I have never met her before. She lives in California, and which is kind of funny because she grew up in California and moved to Minnesota to go to college. And I grew up in Minnesota and moved to California to go to college. But my dad's been in contact with her dad for a long time. It's his sister's son, and so she's my second cousin technically, right?
Yep.
Second or third?
Second.
Okay. So my dad helps her out while she's in Minnesota, and he has to go pick her up at the airport later because she had summer break for college. Fort Snelling is a historic site, and it's right by the airport. So we decided to come here and walk around before we have to go pick her up. So here you go, historic Fort Snelling. Oh, my dad wants to show off his hat. What are they?
Cross sabers.
Oh.
See the 2 Gers Pret, the 2nd Cavalry.
Oh, cool. That was my dad's regiment. I did not know that. I just thought he wanted to show off his hat. So growing up in Minnesota, all the kids would come here on field trips to learn Minnesotan history, blah, blah, blah. But I came here in 6th grade with my 6th grade class, and there were cement pillars to block off a walkway. And I decided that I was gonna leapfrog one of these pillars, and I ran and I was about to do it, but then I hesitated and I just biffed it so badly. I had the biggest scrape in the history of the world. I had 2 scrapes from my ankles to my crotch, and my dad had to come pick me up from my field trip early. Do you remember that, when you had to pick me up at the state capitol?
Yep.
So I got to go home, and that's how I found out I was allergic to Neosporin too, because I was putting that on my wounds and I got a rash. So what's this here?
These are barracks.
Barracks?
Yeah, look down there. See, there's the round tower. See? There's the fort right down there. See,
oh, okay. Cool.
Look at the round tower.
Yeah, I'm looking. We'll get there. Ooh, this is really cool looking. I really love visiting historical sites. It makes me feel like connected to the people of the past. But I just find history so interesting. History was my favorite subject when I was in school. All right, we're about to enter into the past. Here's the door. I like your drums.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
There is a demonstration in progress on the parade. Once you get beyond the next line of buildings, you'll see where the crowd is gathered.
Oh, okay. There's a demonstration on right now. Awesome.
Right going right out here, right?
Neat.
Right to your right.
American flag. Okay, cool. They have an infantry drill going on right now. We're sneaking in.
All commands are given by bugle.
Run, Rankin, bang.
Now, as one group of soldiers are moving, another group would be aiming their muskets toward the enemy. So there's always muskets aimed toward the enemy, and there are also soldiers always moving. It's not advancing or retiring. That was a good time. Like I said, soldiers are expected to load and fire in that 20 seconds.
All right, they invited anyone who wants to march to go down there and march with the soldiers, so my dad and I are gonna go. We gotta have the full experience. You're gonna march too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we gotta go. It's time to go.
Yes, you do.
I'm being rushed.
Hands at your sides. Let's go. Fill in these gaps.
My hands are supposed to be at my sides, but I have the camera, so I hope I don't get in trouble with the military.
To learn is how to come to attention. When I call you, our company, when I call you to attention, I want your heels to come together, your toes point apart, stand up as tall as you can, arms flat at your side, eyes straight ahead, lips sealed.
You're probably used to this, huh?
Yeah.
Forward, march. 1, 1, 2. Now we're going to do a simple turn. Just follow the person in front of you. 5 file left. March. Here's our pivot point. Very first. 1, 2. 1, 2. Quick time. March. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. 5 file left. Quick time. March. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Hold together. Double quick. March. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1.
Now that we've driven off the enemy, we can go explore. Oh, where'd my dad go? What you looking at? What you looking at? Where do you want to go check out?
Well, check out any of these buildings that you want. You want to go into these first and then work our way down, then we can work our way out.
Sure. Oh, cool. They have lots of things and weapons. So this is how they made the musket balls. They would take this lead. Oh, cool. That's real neat. Melt them down. We're walking in here to see the bachelor officers' quarters. You said for officers who weren't married?
That's right. That's why we're called bachelors, yeah.
Well, thank you. I mean, so it was just like today, you can have your wife come live on base with you.
Yeah,
just
if you're married.
Like back then, you could do the same as they did today.
Yeah, but you get officers' quarters. You get the married quarters, but you get bachelor officers' quarters where the bachelors were separated.
Okay.
See, but otherwise you'd have, if you were married, then you'd have your separate quarters with the wife, okay?
Okay.
Separate little house.
Oh, that's nice. So this is how they used to live back in the day. There's the bed back there. This is a nice setup. Wouldn't be so bad to live there. I hope this place is haunted and I catch some ghosts on camera. And I can send it into ghost hunters.
We'll walk all over. This big arch kind of designates the public part of the house from the private part of the house. Public part, and everybody who would walk in 1827 would see that and know exactly where they could and where they should not go. Behind this was the private part of the house because this was Colonel Snelling's private home.
I like when you can actually walk around and see everything. In this house you can walk around, see how they lived back then. Coming out for a balcony view. Wow. I actually don't think it looks that old in the house. I think that's kind of interesting. Like if we put furniture from today in there, it's like, what up, I can move in. Do you think it looks real old?
Well, yeah, I do think it looks real old. Want to go upstairs?
Yeah, and here's the Colonel's bedroom. I like that. Little baby crib for baby Colonel. And this here is the children's room. We're gonna check out the upstairs. There's guest quarters up here. Oh, it's dark in here. Bed right there. You can see the river from up here? There's the Mississippi River. Andrew. So think about it, Dad. If you were born 200 years ago, you would be living in that house over there. You could have been.
Could have been, maybe.
My dad's a colonel. That was the colonel's house. Cannons! Neat. My dad said this is the room where they used to store ammunition. So we would stick our guns right out this hole and go well, not because they didn't have machine guns back then. More like and then 20 seconds later. This is the squad room where the soldiers would be sleeping at night. There's a soldier in here right now.
Good day.
Polishing his gun.
I am cleaning the lock mechanism of our muskets.
Oh yeah?
Yes, we just got done firing these not too long ago.
Oh yeah, I saw.
You can get a close-up. This is the lock.
Oh, that's neat.
Here's just brass right here, and it was Army regulations for that to be polished and cleaned every time you fire.
Oh wow. So here are the soldiers' beds over here.
See how they stored their gear? The hats?
Yeah. He said it was 2 men per bed back in the day. Oh my goodness. I was like, oh, did you mean one on the bottom bunk, one on the top bunk? And he goes, nope, 2 men in each bed. I'm like, that's crazy. That's not a very big bed. Look at that. Could you imagine sharing that with another dude? Now we're touring a married enlisted man's quarters?
Enlisted men's quarters, right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of nice, isn't it? Not
yeah,
bad.
Not bad at all. Would more than one married couple stay here?
Exactly. There you go. That's the whole crux of the matter. 2 families. This house is for 2 families.
Oh wow.
Cozy.
Look, they had checkers back in the day. I didn't know Checkers has been around that long. Ooh, they got the general store in here. This is neat.
Thank you.
Get all the stuff. And then look what they got over here. Historically accurate salted nut rolls.
Absolutely.
And Lay's chips. They've been around for a while, huh?
You wouldn't even expect that they were from the 1820s. Now those are fresher. Those can't be any older than the 1870s.
Oh, okay.
So.
Gotcha. I'm being put to work like I would if I lived here back in the day. Whoa, the buckets are heavy. Just the bucket, and you had to put water in them.
And the buckets are missing water. They're also the child-sized buckets.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Bigger.
So like the women must have gotten very strong.
Yes, and her children would have helped her as well.
Yeah?
Yes.
To do the laundry?
Yes.
You could sit here and do squats with this.
So.
Get a workout while you're working.
The women, the laundresses didn't have to haul it all the way up here from the river because they lived by the river. Mm-hmm. So they were still hauling water, but it was not as far.
Oh, okay.
So.
Very cool.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, pleasure.
Ooh. It's so hot out today, which is why I'm wearing shorts, even though my legs look like I have a disease from all the sandfly bites I got in Jamaica. Well, maybe that can go with the period. Maybe I have smallpox. I can say I'm in costume. All right, so we don't have very much time because we have to go pick up my cousin at the airport, but we're gonna go check out the round tower before we go. And this is it right here. And those are all gun slits, right?
Yep, gun ports.
Gun ports. Oh, cool, look at it in here. Walk up these stairs. Let's see what life is like on top of this thing. Whew. Taking a second for my eyes to adjust. It was so dark in there. They like adjusted to the darkness so quickly. So there's another level in the middle where people can shoot, and then there's a top for people to be on lookout. An aerial view of Fort Snelling. Semi-aerial.
Yeah, Zeppelin Pike came out here in 1805, or 1806, and he's the one that found the site for here.
Oh, okay.
And he actually made a treaty with some of the Dakota tribes without authorization to build a fort here.
They have jails over here, and this is solitary confinement. So if you're really bad, they lock you up in the dark, and I went in there, and it's really creepy in there. So that would suck if you were naughty. Oh, they're getting married over there.
This is where Dred Scott was, where the great Dred Scott case took place. Before the Civil War, he was a slave of an officer, and the officer died, and then he asked for freedom because this was free territory back in those days. And then they had a big court case out of it, and I think it was Judge Taney said that property rights were more important than human rights. And kept him a slave, which was kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Is he like haunting the place or something?
Oh, Nikki, come on.
Well, that was a really fun little historical excursion, even though it was for a short amount of time. I'm glad my dad thought of this, because I really love this kind of stuff. And I totally forgot what it looked like in here, even though I was here when I was, oh, what are you in 6th grade? 12, 11? But it was really cool to see again. I didn't see the spot where I had my accident here. I was looking for those cement pillars, but I remember being in woods. So my dad says there's paths over there, so my class must have been walking in the woods. George and the Dragon. So we just dropped my cousin off at college. She was a nice girl. That was the first time I met her, like I said. And before I go back to California, I really wanted to eat at this restaurant again called George and the Dragon. My dad's already taken me here before, and it's so good. It's a British restaurant, and I had to have it. They have a really good goat cheese toasty, and it's just like the flavors are perfect. So we were already in the area. My cousin's college is kind of close to here, or the restaurant's on the way home, so we came over having a nice dinner with my dad. Yummy! So this is my goat cheese toasty with peppers inside, sauteed peppers and chips, and my dad has the bangers and mash. Bangers and mash, bangers and mash. Wait, yeah. Well, that's what I always think of when I hear bangers and mash. I think of Get 'em to the Greek, but now I can't remember how the song goes. But I've had that bangers and mash before too, and it's really good.
Traditional English meal.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're we're in for the night. I had a lovely day today. I really enjoyed going to Fort Snelling. I really like hearing my dad's little history tidbits. I just think he's a really interesting guy. You know, he's not very talkative, and then when he actually does talk, it's always something interesting. So I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna wrap things up because we're just gonna spend some QT together, watch some TV. So always remember, guys, that I love you, and stay tuned for more vlogs. Mwah!